All right, happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Today's macro is going to be about changing sheet formats. Very popular macro that I see a lot of people requesting. This comes as a suggestion from one of the active members of the SOLIDWORKS community. Big shout out to Deepak Gupta. We're going to use the code from a previous video, the save as latest and refresh thumbnails. It has the same structure. We're going to open a bunch of drawings that exist on a folder or exist in a folder, and then instead of changing or refreshing to isometric view, what we're going to do is that we're going to change the sheet formats of every single sheet in that drawing, save it, and then jump on to the next one in our folder content. All right, I've got SOLIDWORKS 2023. This really doesn't change anything from the perspective of this macro. So if you're using an older version of SOLIDWORKS, that should be fine. All right, let's begin. I've got my VBA editor open. If you want to jump to the code and get it, copy paste it, start using it, that's fine. I'll put a link to the description to the source code of this macro, but I think it would be very beneficial if we can follow along. There's going to be a few interesting gotchas or things that I need to explain exactly thoroughly so that you know how to change this code to fit it to your specific needs. All right, so let's start by going back to my gist here, and I'm just going to copy this good code, paste it here, and let's go back here to the top and start making some changes. I'll begin by changing the folder location. I've got some notes here on the left side of my screen, so that's what I'm copying stuff from. To a different location, really. This is where I have my single drawing. It's only one. And as we start to traverse the folder content to process these documents, I think we're only concerned with drawing documents. So we can just drop this else if. So only have one if statement. And that if statement is only concern is to filter out drawings. So the extension here, we'll change that from SLDPRT to DRW, and then the enum here, we'll change that from SWPAR or SWDocPAR to SWDoc drawing. And then in here, how about we change this to refresh sheet formats, and then we're just gonna copy this and paste it over here. So this is where all of our good sheet changing format logic will live. And then we can start filling in this implementation. First thing that we're going to do is to define a variable of type drawing doc. So SW drawing doc as drawing doc. There you go. And this interface contains methods and properties that are specific to operations that relate to your drawing document sheets, BOM tables, so on and so forth. So we'll do set SW drawing doc equals to SW model, right? And then I think the next thing that we need to do here is to get a list of all the sheets or sheet names, since we're going to be working on changing the sheet formats of every single sheet in this drawing. So we'll start by defining a v sheet names as variant, and then we'll do v sheet names equal to SW drawing doc sheet names, and then we'll just traverse that array. So for each sheet name in v sheet names, next sheet name, let's get the sheet object. So let's define here SW sheet as sheet. This is the sheet interface, and then we'll set it to SW sheet equal to SW drawing doc dot sheet, which is a property, an indexer property that takes in the sheet name. So in here, this will be, sorry, not the sheet by sheet name. And finally, we'll just activate the sheet. So we will write SW drawing doc activate sheet, and then the sheet name here will be the sheet name again. All right, now we have our sheet active. We're gonna change the sheet format now, but we'll do that depending on the actual size or the paper size of the sheet. So let's begin by getting the size of the sheet. So let's define 3 variables here. The first one will be dim width as double, and then dim height, sorry, as double. And I'm only defining these because I need them. And then finally, this is the one that we actually are going to use. So SW paper size as SW DWG paper size. Quite a bit of the mouthful here. And that's going to be the paper size for the sheet. So paper size equal SW sheet get size is the method we need here. That's going to fill in the width and the height with the values of the actual width and the actual height of the sheet. Now, depending on the paper size, we're going to set the sheet format. So we'll use a switch statement. So in VBA, we'll use the select case size, and then do end select, right? What's going on? So select case size, end case, and then the first case in here will be SDW paper sizes underscore E. Since we're using US formats for today, we're gonna do A, just A. I don't want A vertical, just A, and we'll do B, C, D, E, and every case, every switch statement should have a default case. And here, I think it's an else case. Let me check my notes here. Yep, it is a L, or rather case else. There you go. So if the sheet format is of size A, then we're gonna, change that format to another one. If it's size B, C, D, and E, and so on and so forth. All right, the logic here is pretty much similar. So we'll write one for size A, and then we'll copy paste that for the other sizes. So initially, what we need to do is actually edit the sheet format. So we'll do that through a method called edit template. And SW drawing doc edit template, it's very confusing because you think that you're editing the template, actual drawing template, but you're not. You're just editing the sheet format. So SW drawing doc edit template, and then we'll just select everything in here. So SW model dot extension select all, and just delete everything. So SW model delete selection, and we don't want to confirm. We don't want that dialog. So we'll just specify false for the flag confirmation, and finally we just exit out of that editing mode. So SW drawing doc edit sheet. Edit sheet as in go back to editing the sheet. And before that, obviously, we need here to change, I'll put a comment in here, change the sheet format. So we'll do that through a method called SW drawing doc. Obviously, that's the interface where that method exists. Is setup, the method is called setup sheet 5. Sheet 5. All right, and then we'll just specify the name of the sheet. In our case here, that'll be sheet name. paper size, SWDWG paper sizes. You guys probably know this by now. And you know what? Let's just go A. Let's just change everything to E. E is too big. Let's do C. And then we'll do the same thing for the template. So SDWG templates underscore E, and we'll do C. And then the scale, we'll just put 1 to 1. If you want to use the current scale of the sheet, then you will be able to get that scale using a method called get properties that exist in the sheet the sheet interface. It returns an array, and that array has a bunch of doubles. I think one of the two doubles, or two of those doubles, are scale 1 and scale 2. And then first angle, we don't care about this stuff. Template, this is the custom template. Since we're using the default SOLIDWORKS templates, we don't care about that either. Width and height, that's necessary if you have a custom template. We don't care about those either. And property view name, we'll just put in the default configuration here. And finally, remove modified node false. We don't care about that either. All right, and then we can just take all of this code here and paste it in here, in here, in here, and in here. Right? Okay. Let's switch over to SolidWorks, and then let's open up that drawing. We have one drawing. This one is in C, so it's not going to change. Well, it will change it, but this one is in B, so that's going to be the one that we are going to inspect. And the last one here is already a C, so we'll just close that here. And then go back to our macro. I'm going to run it. Obviously, we can actually include logic that will skip if the sheet format is the same, but you know, that could be an enhancement for this macro. So let's open this up again. And third sheet is C. Ta-da! Second sheet is C, so it did exactly what it needs to do. And then the third, or the first sheet, is C. Awesome. I'm gonna put a link or put this macro in a gist and put that in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.